Good afternoon. I hope it's been a good day for you and the start of a good week. I've just been thinking a lot about the different ways in which we connect with people. And I know that telephones are one technology among many that have changed drastically over our lifetimes, especially in the last 30 years or so. Now, my grandma out at their farmhouse had a big hand-cranked phone on the wall that was connected to a party line. When I was a kid, we lived in a lot of towns where if you wanted to make a phone call, you had to call the operator, rattle off 4 or 5 numbers and maybe a couple letters thrown in there, and she'd have to make your call for you. When our kids were little, we had this big, heavy, portable phone, bag phone, that worked practically nowhere, but we stuck it in the car anyway when we were on long trips, just in case we might need to call someplace. And about the time our kids were teenagers, cell phones were becoming a thing. And we've since transitioned from those very simple ones at the beginning to flip phones to smartphones in a relatively short amount of time. That's how that technology has progressed so quickly. I can clearly remember having to call home from college and call collect because that was the easier and cheaper way at the time. And the dorm that I was in didn't have phones in the rooms. If we wanted to use the phone or answer a phone call, we had to go down to the end of the hallway. And there was 1 or 2 phones down there, and you would hope that it was not being used, because if it was, then you'd have to go to one of the other floors and try to find one there that was open and could be used at that time. There was actually a switchboard in the lobby of the dorm that we lived in, and as part of my work-study program, it was my job to sit at that desk and answer phone calls, transfer them, and take messages if the person wasn't there. The most boring times ever were to work the 10 o'clock to midnight times on weekends, because everybody was out doing something else and there was not much going on. Few people were coming and going, but you just have to sit there until your time was up. And of course, there wasn't cable TV to watch. You didn't have a cell phone to look at or do anything on. So you just sit and do homework and hope somebody would come by that you could talk to while you were there. So even though technology has changed dramatically over the years, the desire to be connected has not. And phones can be still a powerful tool to make or maintain much needed contact. We found that out during the pandemic in a big way when FaceTime and Zoom and a lot of other things became such a lifesaver to be connected and stay in touch with each other. And even now, we're finding that people with all those technologies, are still feeling that they're very isolated and less connected than ever, which seems strange, but that's what studies are finding. And it has greatly affected mental health issues and created an abundance of personal problems such as loneliness and anxiety. During the pandemic, many of you from Marian Methodist faithfully made calls to members of our congregation, checking in to see how they were doing, asking if they had prayer concerns, and most importantly, extending the love of Jesus through a simple phone call. Our calling ministry continues to this day, but many, many more callers are needed so that we can extend this vital connection to everyone at Marian Methodist. This ministry opportunity is truly one that's a double blessing. Not only are members of our church family being contacted and shown love through these phone calls, but the callers themselves receive love too, because sometimes the person they're calling will ask them if they have prayer concerns or pray with them or show interest in what's going on in their lives, and it becomes a real relationship and bond that develops. It's so easy to strengthen those within our church family and share the love of God in a powerful and very simple way. It just takes a little bit of time and a phone. If you're interested, please get in touch by calling the church office at 319-377-4856 or email me at vstandley@marianmethodist.org. I have a list ready and waiting for you of people to call. All you need is the love of Jesus and love for your Marian Methodist family in your heart. Blessings to you and have a wonderful day. Bye.